Good morning, marketing class. So for today, we will continue on chapter 3, which is basically the impact of database. So from the previous lesson of recording that we had last time, we study about what is the database, what is the difference between the list and the data, and as well as what are the data warehousing, the importance of data based marketing. So we already knew the essential capabilities of what data can do. And even though it is just a simple tool for our business, it is the essential part of it is your skill as the entrepreneur, because we all know that your skill will be the one who's going to, to build the database. You're going to analyze the information that you already acquired, and the information that it holds will be very vital for your business. And once you construct it effectively, you will have this good communication with your target market as well, and it will lead you to success. So for this morning, we're going to tackle about the 12 criteria for evaluating our list. So let's now begin with our lesson, right? So the topics that we're going to discuss are the number 3 and 4, which was shown on your Google Class, the 12 criteria for evaluating list and your database and how to build it. To begin with, so it says on the book or our reference from Drayton Bird, there are 12 points to consider when assessing a list value in rough order of priority based on what the traditional direct marketers have learned. So these are based on the previous experience of the direct marketers. That's why he lists it down. So first, if just in case that you have already have the database, you have to question yourselves, are they customers or someone else, right? If your product is about textile, so you have to relate it as well if these customers bought the same nature of product, right? So it stays there, if they are someone else, one way you can get a better response is by persuading the list owner to write an endorsement of your product to go out with your mailing. So if there are other businesses, if they have the same related business like yours on textile, then you can probably ask them to, include them in the mailing as well. So how much money did they spend per transaction? How are you going to know this fact? Because if you already have this database, you're going to evaluate if, if they are buying a lucrative item or not. Then you can say na, ito may kayang bilhin itong product ko, right? So if you have a very expensive textile that you're selling, probably this is one of your yung nasa top list that you can consider itong prospect. Next would be, have they bought recently? So recent buyers will always do better than others, also known as hotline buyers. So if they are the recent buyer for this product, na relating natin sa product mo, then that's the time that you could possibly send them a mail letter or any brochures or any form of advertising to them. Okay. If you already have lists, you don't have to wait for until 6 months. You have to immediately act on your part. Okay. And the follow-up question would be, have they bought frequently? Well, of course, when we say recently, bago lang, then it is also important to say frequently. Madalas ba silang bumibili ng product na ito, right? And number 5 would be, how up to date is the list? So it is very important once you acquire, there are different types of how to acquire a database. Okay, we will later on discuss how. But on this part, if you rent or acquire the list from other people or from the business to business, make it sure that it is an up to date. Okay, so because sometimes the people would love would change places, nagbago sila ng trabaho, lumipat sila. So it's your part na you have to understand din na dapat up to date tong listahan na to. Are they mail order buyers or not? So there are some instances na mga clients na to ay they order from the mail. Okay, so if example, they receive the mail letters, yung mga flyers nila, and then they responded through that. So that's a good point for you na you have to analyze na are they mail order buyers or not. Okay. If not, then it would be beneficial as well for you. There are still our target market. So some people like to buy through the mail, some don't. A list of retail buyers or competition entrants will not be the nearly as good as mail order buyers. Yun. So siguro probably if on the first part that you already sent a mail or mail order from to them and they didn't reply, so at least medyo bawasan yun na yung nasa listahan na yun na hindi nag-order. The number 7 were the sales for cash or for credit? Why is it important? We should understand this as well. Okay, a cash buyer would be better than a high purchase buyer, but a credit card buyer should be better than a cash buyer. Well, we all know, but because most of the people don't have cash on their hands, so they use their credit cards. So it would be beneficial as well kung makikita mo din yung record na they use cards instead of paying by cash. But then again, it says here, and a card buyer should be better than a credit card buyer. When we say card buyer would be in general, it could be a debit card as well, or it could be a membership card or any point plus membership. Yun. So meaning to say that the customer is very active enough to use their card in any means of payment. So it would still be a positive on your part. So they generally have a higher socioeconomic rating. This is based on a research. That's why. Okay, the number 8 would be, are they buyers or just inquirers? Why do we have to eliminate if they are only inquirers? Because syempre nga naman, if you were given a list, you really don't know if they are a legit na buyer to sa listahan na yun. Because some, if there are telephone inquiries lamang at inilagay nila sa database nila, that would be, kumbaga, sayang yung oras mo para to maglaan doon sa mga inquirers lamang, no? So normally buyers will be better for your than inquirers. Sometimes though, when renting outside list, you may find inquirers work better. Okay. Number 9, it is a list of people who have established a business relationship with someone. Okay, so it is in a compiled list taken from printed records of some kind, like the telephone directory. Yeah, compiled lists are not nearly as good. So moreover, if they have dealt with someone that enables you to approach them by referring to that relationship, this establishes a reason for writing very valuable. Okay, so if some people have their database list, if example, there are a business-to-business relationship and they put the information of one customer there, that would be help on your part as well. Kasi normally, nagko-compile din sila ng mga listahan ng mga clients nila, and if they had that database and it was given to you at the same time to help you out with your business, make sure na maganda rin yung magiging positive relationship with those target consumers. The number 10 here is, if it's someone else's list, how similar to your own are the people on it? So the best list for you is a list of people who have bought an identical product to yours. So it only means to say yung very similar dun sa product mo. If the customer have, or the customer recently bought mga RTW address, so yung product mo sa textile would be related somehow. right? Kasi probably they might be have this option na mahilig nga silang magpalit ng damit every now and then, and they might be, have this option of buying a textile which they prefer. Malay mo, pwede nilang gamitin for costume or whatever. So those are the other criteria that we could consider. Number 11 here is how often is the list mailed, right? So if a list has been mailed once in the last 6 months, the people on it seems to languish. When we say languish, yung nagdalaho siya. So therefore, the best lists are those which are mailed often. The people have got into the habit of responding to offers. We all know that here in the Philippines, we don't normally have this mailed order advertising sa mga ano natin, kahit kanino. But then again, there are some establishment, they still use this one. So if ever your business will be similar with this one, or you're going to have this mail order, it would be beneficial if wag lang every 6 months. It would be important na you have to send them mail often, right? To update them more. Kasi minsan nawala na rin sa ulirat nila na I think wala na tong company na to or itong business establishment to, they don't have their promotion or anything. So they might be having an alter, business na I'll try this another new one. So mawawala ka na sa listahan din nila. Okay, as a consumer. Okay, last is the name as well as the title of the person on the list if it's a business list, right? This is very important and very vital, as we all know that there are different business establishment that could help you out as well. So make sure you're getting the detail you think necessary on what part. So your entire business should revolve around considering the individuals on your database or the people you wish to recruit as new customers and thus enrich your existing database. So pinaka-importante din or vital na yung makuha din natin yung mga names of the owners, okay? Kung sino yung mga merong mga magandang posisyon sa company, sa mga business na yon, you have to take the name as well. Hindi lamang yung mahirap kasi if you just send the letter or the mail order to them or using only the business name, but they don't know kung kanino naka-address yun. So it will be very important to get as well the title of the person. So those are the simple 12 criteria for evaluating the list before you move on of keeping your own database. Okay, now let's learn more on your database and how to build it. So if you're going to start a business and you don't have idea on what to do, on how to create your own database, this is the very important part. So a list can belong to anybody, but your database only belongs to you, designed to meet your particular needs, the information you can discover that will help you deal better with these people. As we have said a while ago, na communication is the best factor to inform our target client about our product. So if you have the database, at least you can communicate to them. You can relay everything kung ano ang meron ka sa business mo. Right. So it states here, one point to remember, don't waste time and money acquiring information about people and placing it on your database. So there are a lot of options that you can do and create of having your own database, but these are the list, right? So ways to acquire names. So always take customer's name and enrich it by adding information about these people. There are certain times that yung small business natin, sa business establishment natin, which is, it could be applicable or not. We took their information. Example, may logbook ka, may customer logbook ka, you can take those information. Example na lang dun sa mga sa spa, ayan, yung mga sa beauty salon, they took the customer's information by having it on the logbook. And di ba nakalagay doon yung name, customer, and the telephone number, which is very important as well. Minsan pa nga pati birthday. Although some send text messages, to communicate with you. Next is trapping customers' names. Paano to? So, trapping the name of every customer you have or have had in the past. So it is it's just keeping your compiled list at the same time. So it's either the receptionist, the telephonist, complaint department, the service people, sales people, and marketing people get everyone who deals with the customer to record their names and addresses. So these are the people you have to assign with on getting the customer details. And if you have retail outlets or agents or a chain of dealers, get them all to do the same. So this is very vital. Now you can acquire all this information from this different staff of yours. So do you offer a guarantee? Get those names and addresses on file. Yan, napakaganda, di ba? And the past records as well. Invoices you have sent out, that is out, old customers and past inquiries. So that's how we can trap the customer's information by getting those old records at the same time, right? Then do you attend exhibits or shows? Collect names. Yan, katulad din natin sa base when we have our exhibitions or exhibits attended in different areas, we have this customer log sheet or logbook. It's not a matter of dahil lang gusto lang namin mapa-impress ang aming na marami kaming clients na to introduce those base product, but then again there are some inquiries regarding our product. So nakita ko rin yon, yung importance ng log sheet na yon, because there are clients or customers who are very interested with the product that they're going to resell or otherwise distribute our product, ng base product, like yung ginger tea natin. There are kumbaga distributors sila, they wanted to resell that product. So with that, then we can communicate, with that business entrepreneurs. Parang ganun lang din siya. Okay, next is get your customers help. If you already established a business enterprise, then you can ask the help of your customers. So it states here, your own customers are the people to make you money, or give you money at the same time to earn you. Okay, they are the best source of new customers. It is said that because of the word of the mouth, they can refer the product that you have and it would be a good help. So yeah, mga referral in short. Okay. Then this is the other one. How to build is to compile list. So compiling your own list in business to business. So paano natin ito magagawa rin? So heartbreaking tasks will be some of the following. Bakit heartbreaking? Medyo matrabaho naman talaga siya. It's either taking from the telephone directories, trade directories, membership list of relevant associations or clubs, in any private list, borrow or lay your hands on. So yan, those are the other means of how you're going to acquire the list. Okay. Then the other option that you can have is use an expert. Kung talagang tamad kang gawin yung magkaroon ng compiled list or create your own database, then you can use an expert. Although the negative part of this will be said as well. So end up paying one way or another for other service. So ito yung mga brokers. Ito yung mga, there are some agency or companies that they really work on with having their own database. So the cons here will be the computer program. Depende kasi kung ano yung database na ginamit nila. The computer program that they use. If they will be turning it over to you, then that will be the negative part kasi hindi naman lahat na kung maganda sana kung talaga naka-Excel din siya, that would be advantage for you. So the commission basis of the broker. There are some, yun nga, yung mga broker na yan, would be on commission base kasi meron pa silang ibang talagang nagmamanage ng data na yon. So you're going to pay. So just be careful enough with those kind of broker. Okay. So next topic would, what should go on a database? Ano yung pinaka-importante dito? So the information must be relevant. Yan. This information should be, you need to know more about what kind of people they are, what area they live in, so that it will be the address, how many people live in the household. We normally ask this question because if you will have an idea kung ilan ang consumer na pwedeng gumamit ng product na yon. So if you're on RTW, then at least you have the prospect of, knowing their gender as well, kung ilan yung anak nila, ayan. So malaki kung malaki ang household nila, then that would be the possibility of huge market. So how old those people are and what sort of a house they live in. When we say sort of house they live in, you will have an idea if they rent it or they own the house. So yung kumbaga yung capability ng isang consumer if may kaluwagan din sila. Okay. Next will be build a dialogue. When we say build a dialogue, if they bought from you or received communications from you in the past, you can relate immediately to them. Kung may communication ka na sa kanila, madali ka na makipag-communicate sa kanila. So those are yung dialogue na sinasabi natin, yung how are you going to approach them? What are the promotions that you're going to offer them? If they have bought, when, yan yung points that we have to consider. When, how, recently, how much, and they paid, and how they paid, all valuable ammunition to help you build a dialogue and create a relationship with your prospects. Next would be the valuable information that you have to keep. So ito ang mga points that you have to take into consideration. Of course, the purchase history. Yan. Andyan yung pinaka-importante, the value, kung magkano, yung kailan sila bumili, then yung frequency, purchase, product mentions. Masasabi yun, napakadami palang information na kinakailangan natin makuha when building a database. Well, in fact, this will help you a lot. Okay. Next will be the company profile. If it's business to business kasi, pwedeng company lagay nila and then the representative. So yan, you have to know the business type, the size, the credit rating history, the marketing data, the source of name, promotion history. Example niya is yung mailing or telephone calls or sales service. Then you also need to know who the influencers, specifiers, and purchasers within a company are, so you can address each individually, addressing his or her motivations. So these are the valuable information that you have to consider as well. So to finish up with our lesson regarding the impact of database, bear in mind that, okay, the database list is your treasury. Napaka-importante siya. But then again, on your part, what you do with that treasury will determine the future of your enterprise. And how well you manage the treasury will be determined how well you understand those people. If that treasury, yung database natin, will only be, ma-regret lamang siya. But then if you have those analytical ability na how are you going to approach those customers, and that will determine the success of your company as well, or your business in the future. So that is our lesson for today. Hope you understood well with all the information given to you, and see you on the next meeting. Thank you and have a nice day.